Welcome back to the TKO show. Today I'm just going to be talking about Caitlin Clark and how I think she's going to be the next Larry Bird and Magic Johnson for the WNBA. I talked about this a little bit on my radio show, but I wanted to talk about it on here. But yeah, getting into it, you might not know what I mean by the next Bird Magic for the WNBA. So basically, back in 1979, the NBA was basically failing. It was not popular whatsoever. College basketball was beating it out in viewership, and it kind of looked like within the next 20 years that it wouldn't be around anymore. The NBA wouldn't be a league anymore because popularity kept going down. They were losing money. They were losing competition to the ABA. It just wasn't good. And then something happened in, I believe it was 1979. Larry Bird went on a crazy run with Indiana State, went undefeated, made it to the national championship game against Magic Johnson. Still to this day, the most viewed national championship game of all time. And when they came into the league, there was already this rivalry established between these two, and it sparked something in the NBA that we still see today. It sparked popularity. It sparked all this other stuff. And those two basically saved the NBA. So the WNBA, you can kind of see how it's similar to that. The WNBA, no one watches the WNBA. Women's college basketball is more popular than the WNBA. I think with Caitlin Clark doing what she's doing, she has basically brought women's basketball to this popularity that it hasn't seen before. I believe it was Sunday when Caitlin Clark broke Pete Maravich's record for the scoring record for Division I basketball, both men's and women's. That, I believe, had 3.1 million viewers. That had more views throughout the game than Victor Wembanyama's debut. One of the most hyped prospects since LeBron back in 2002, 2003. That just shows you how popular she's made women's basketball. And it's a great thing to see. She is fun to watch. She is basically what I keep calling the Bird Magic story for the WNBA. She's going to be the Bird Magic for the WNBA and make the WNBA popular. Now, what I could see happening is WNBA players not really cooperating and not passing her the ball and doing all this other stuff like some either players or former players. I don't really know the landscape of the WNBA. I don't even remember this woman's name who was saying this, but saying that they're not going to cooperate with that shit. Well, if they want money, then yeah, they're going to cooperate with it because she, I think, is going to make the WNBA massive. And I think eventually the WNBA will get to where the NBA is today, but by then the NBA will be somewhere where we can't even imagine. So it's still not going to be as popular as the NBA, but I think it will get to the point where as popular as the NBA is right now, I think the WNBA will get there in a couple decades. But with Caitlin Clark, I feel like she's going to bring in so much money. Fever tickets have already doubled when she announced that she's declaring for the draft. because the Fever have the number 1 pick for this year's WNBA draft. So they're going to take her unless they fuck it up, which wouldn't surprise me. Because I'm pretty sure Mel Simons is the owner of the Fever as well as the Pacers. Wouldn't surprise me if he fucks it up. But I think she's going to bring a whole lot of money into the WNBA to where the WNBA isn't going to have to rely on the NBA to give them a portion of their revenue, which is well over $1 billion. Actually, it's probably a lot more than that. It's probably close to 200 billion or some, I don't know, some ridiculous number. But I think the WNBA is going to be self-sustaining once she comes in and makes it popular, and people are going to watch. Hell, I'm excited to go to a game. I've always shit on the WNBA. I am the first to admit, I have always shit on the WNBA. Not women's basketball, but specifically the WNBA. Women's college basketball, I've always watched. I've always loved it. The WNBA is just a terrible product, and I think she's going to change that, and I think it's a great thing that she is going to be doing. I will say, yeah, it is a lot of pressure on her, and hopefully she does live up to the hype. If she doesn't, I'm just saying, don't be surprised. And it's nothing against her, but not everyone. Some people have placed unreal expectations on her. I don't expect her to do any of this. This is just what I think is going to happen over the course of her career, but don't expect if she doesn't accomplish all of this. But yeah, that is all I have for you today. I will see you next time. Peace.